feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Celestial Chris Tarot. If you are new here, I'm so happy to have you. And if you're my previous subscribers, welcome back. So for today's video, we're going to be specifically focusing on Donald Trump's January 6th speech conference. We're going to kind of take a quick look and kind of see what kind of outrageous things is he going to say. Is he going to do the right thing? Is he going to say that Joe Biden won and concede? Or is he going to keep continuing to push the lies on the anniversary of January 6th? We're going to find out in today's reading. Quickly before we do, I just want to put this at an update and a little disclaimer that at the end of this video, I will be doing another live right after back to back, and we're going to be talking about kind of the same topic here. We're going to be focusing on the January 6th committee versus Donald Trump and kind of see where both of them lies. So in this video, we're going to be looking at what kind of perpetual thing Donald Trump is going to say that's going to derail the committee in this speech, and then we're going to take a look at the next video. We're going to take a more deeper look and see what the committee's finding. Will they release any information? Will Donald Trump get in trouble? And et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to kind of divide the video into two parts. So it'll be part 2 video in the next one. So definitely stay tuned. If you are watching this and you're not subscribing, don't forget to hit that subscription button and like this video. It definitely helped out with engagement. And yeah, I'll also put in the link below to that video as well if you're interested. Now, if you have not already or you already voted for the New Year's Eve event when I'm hosting it, a lot of you guys voted for December 30th. I uploaded a brand new poll on my community page on this channel. Go ahead and vote. Don't forget to vote what time you would like me to show up. The one with the most percentage is the time that I will go on. So don't forget to vote in case you're interested and you're going to show up. Don't also forget to leave your questions in that community poll as well, so I can add them into that live event, because we're going to be taking a look at the next year, 2022. So anyway, let's begin. Used enough of your time. So this is being live streamed on December 28th, 2021 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here are some quick disclaimers on your screen. Now, please keep in mind this video is just for entertainment purposes only and for education purposes only as well. I do not have any sort of links or connection to anybody on the committee or to Donald Trump himself. This is just for entertainment only. So now let's just do some tarot. All right, guys. So let's jump in. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope I'm clear. If you have questions, put them in the live chat. Thank you all of you guys for attending. So let's jump into it. I hope you guys all had a Merry Christmas and a nice winter solace. I know a lot of you guys are still struggling from COVID-19, so I hope you guys are all recovering well. All right, so Spirit Angel, please tell me about the Donald Trump press conference. Can we talk more about that, Spirit? Like, what is it that we need to know? What are things that Donald Trump's going to say on the anniversary of January 6th? What is Donald Trump hoping to get out of this? Okay. What is Donald Trump hoping to get out of this speech conference on the anniversary of January 6th? Are you still going to push the same lies? All right, so they told me to flip the deck and take the first card. So we're going to take that card. What else? Can I have more cards, please? Can you kind of give me 3? Okay, we'll take it. I really like how the way this deck is made when I made it. It makes it fall in a particular order. All right, so let's see. So we have the woke culture, right? We have the woke culture card here. We have DACA Dreamers, immigration. On the right side here, we have low turnout in reverse. So it's actually high turnout, right? But they're not crossing the woke culture, right? The spirituality, the side of faith, understanding, higher awareness. We have here the food industry. Oops. Don't remember what way it was, but I assume it was sideways. The food industry. Also with the rise of robots. Okay. So what I'm sensing here is something a little bit different. Donald Trump, again, is going to keep continuing to push the same lies. But the reason why I feel like he's doing what he's doing with the press conference is actually a little bit different than what we all think. The reason isn't for him to push the narrative about the election loss. It's no longer about 2020. It's now about the 2022 midterm election with the Republicans poised to take back both the House and the Senate. And that's what I'm seeing here, that this is a way for the Republicans to energize their base. And so they're using a very important day, a very significant day, to really highlight Republican enthusiasm. And so you really want to take your notice and focus on the Republican enthusiasm and how enthusiastic the party really is. If the party is really high, like it says here, and getting the people to vote in high numbers on the Republican Party side, if you're a Democrat and you don't want the Democrats to win, you have to go out and vote. Because it's clear and obvious now that this is the method that the Republicans are taking to win back the Senate and the House, and it could very well work. Based on my tarot cards, the Republicans are ahead of the Democrats now in terms of taking both houses. We have here on the left side here is we have the dark end dreamers, right? It feels like the Democratic Party, particularly when it comes to Democrats, this is only a few. It feels like a lot of them had, said, oh, well, Bill Biden's in the White House. I don't need to worry about Donald Trump or the Republican Party anymore. And so they're not as enthusiastic. And so Biden needs to really make the base very enthusiastic here. We have Build a Wall. We have Stealing My Job. I am also sensing here that Donald Trump is going to do his normal talking points here. He's going to say that people are stealing their jobs, but he's not going to point it at Mexicans anymore, as he won a lot of their vote in 2020. It feels more so than anything else. He's going to find a new target, a new base that he can make, quote unquote, the enemy. Now, the problem is with Donald Trump and his base right now is that he is now advocating for the vaccine rollout and saying that the vaccines are good, and that's not doing very well with the Republican Party. And so we're going to take a look at that in a separate video, but I just wanted to explain that in one way or some form. We do have here the rise of robots, right? And the reason why this is so interesting here, because we have self-awareness and can bear children, artificial intelligence, and resurrection of the dead. We have the resurrection of the dead. We're talking about Jesus Christ here, the Catholicism aspect. It does feel like in some way or some form, this talks about the industry and the industrial industry, and that this is very important. Donald Trump highlighted his election win based on the Rust Belt in 2016. And so it feels like, again, Donald Trump is trying to reanimate his 2016 election win and try to hope that he can make it work in 2024. Again, I do have a feeling that there could potentially be an announcement to run for president. We both have already two here. We already have two cards that already explained and already talked about a lot of the things that Donald Trump said on his campaign trail. We also have here as well the food industry, right? And this is here, right? We have animal abuse, we have GMOs and other chemicals, we have quality of length of life. And so the length of life here and the quality of life here really highlights the fact of COVID-19 and the effect that it had on Americans. And it feels like to me in some way this is going to be some form of gaslighting, making it appear as if the Biden administration never really handled COVID-19 well, including the pandemic, and that they're at fault for such a large amount of cases. And so we'll make the case for a lot of Republicans to vote more Republican or come out in more turnout and more independent to go side with the Republicans on this. It does feel like this is starting to feel like more like a presidential announcement, but let's ask the cards and see. Let's put them back in. Let's see what the cards have to say. Hi, Twilight Dawn. Merry Christmas to you too. Do you feel like it might be a POTUS one too? Which would end all investigations. It wouldn't end the investigation unless he's president. So if they can get him removed before then no, it won't end until he's elected president. Then they have to end it. But no, they still have 2 years to get it done. All right. So Spirit Angel told me about will Donald Trump be making a presidential announcement run on the eve or the day of or the day after January 6th anniversary? Will he make an announcement to run for president in 2024? Will Donald Trump make an announcement he's running for president in 2024? Is Donald Trump running for president in 2024 and making an announcement? Is Donald Trump making an announcement soon? Give me 3 cards. Give me 3 cards, Spirits and Angel. Okay, we'll take it. Alright, so we have foreign interference, landslide, robot, resurrection, we have the witch trial, and LGBT. Okay, interesting. Alright, so this is what we're talking about. We're asking whether or not Donald Trump is running in 2024. Alright, so we have foreign interference, right? We have Russia, we have Britain, we have China, we have Iran, and Britain, of course, right? On the bottom side of it, we have women's rights, we have pro-choice, sexism, wealth gap, right? Donald Trump had recently nominated and got on the Supreme Court Amy Coney Barrett, which is very important. I don't know why, but she is coming through in this reading. We have here a landslide, saying that he won in a landslide and that the Democrats cheated and that there was no landslide. It was in 1936 with FDR, President Roosevelt. We have here on the flip side here, we have Native American disease outbreak, genocide, right? Donald Trump participated in both. He created a mass genocide. He neglected health for a lot of Americans, including financial and insurance. So we did indeed have a disease outbreak. We have rise of robots in reverse. We have here the electoral college margin, 230 to 249 electoral votes. If he was to win, he will lose the electoral college. He will also cost the Republican the House of Representatives. However, by this point, the Republicans are poised to take back the Senate in 2024 if he was to announce his run. We do have here as well as we have biased court trial. It does feel like he knows that this January 6th committee is unbiased towards him, and so he does have a fair chance at getting away with the crime, but he does not want to take a chance with that. We also have here as well is false accusation, gonna say that he's been falsely accused and that everything that they're saying is not true, even though he's also gonna say as well that it's a biased court, even though it really is not. They're trying to take a look at it as history is going to look upon this moment, and so they're trying to leave politics out of it, but Trump is trying to bring politics into it. We have here as well, we have the LGBTQ rights. On the back side of it, we have a troubled leader. Donald Trump is indeed a troubled leader. He's been impeached twice, more than any president in United States history. And so the question really remains now is if Donald Trump were to win, he will lose at this moment in time, but he will give the Republicans the Senate, but will also lose the House. So it'll be kind of like a very weird thing. Like the Democrats will have the House and the White House, but they will lose the Senate, which will make a lot of sense. One more question, Spirits and Angels. Yes or no, is he running for sure? One card. Okay, thank you. And we have an election card, of course. We have military coup on the card. And then we also have here 175 to 184 electoral votes, 244 to 256 seats, to 66 to 34 Senate seats. So it does feel in some way or some form, because we're asking for confirmation here whether or not he is running. The yellow card indicates the solar plexus. We're talking about I do, right? We're talking about I do here. And I am sensing here that is no matter what, whether or not he wins, there will be some sense that he may plan it. Now, this will not be very shocking as Donald Trump has been following exactly what the No Germans had done back in 1922. Actually, in 1921. No, 1922, excuse me. In 1922, the Germans actually, the National Socialist Party of Germany, at the time known as Nazis, ended up running into the Capitol, trying to kill as many people as possible to take control of the government. That was in 1922. 10 years later, Hitler rose to power and within the same party and took over the government. So it would not be surprising if we follow the same timeline as in 1921, as it seemed to be on par. It would not be too far-fetched that this possibility could come and arise out of the ashes, right? We do have here the Electoral College margin. 2 Electoral College cards came out. I will certainly say without a doubt that it does look like Donald Trump is going to make a presidential announcement. However, it does not specify if it's going to be on January 6th when he makes this announcement. So as of now, I don't see it. A lot of energies have changed since I last read on whether or not Donald Trump is going to win. I did see at one point if he was to run, he will win the Republican nomination, but end up losing and dying prior to the general election. However, things are changing constantly. It appears so that Donald Trump would be living longer than the tarot cards initially anticipated. Hi, Laura. I got her run, but we'll keep us hanging. Yeah, he'll definitely keep us hanging for sure. There's a possibility because his ego is there. Personally, he shouldn't run because of his health, but he's gonna do whatever he wants to do, especially if it means getting out of trouble, even if it's temporary. Hi, Kay. Hi, everybody. Welcome, love. But you also need to keep in mind if he was to run, and it's because he's running on the intention of trying to get away from the law, you're going to have to make the assumption at some point those 8 years that he finishes are going to come to an end at some point, which means that he's going to have to elongate it in some way, and that would be a military coup of some sort, or a civilian coup, with whatever way he chooses to go about it. But either way, in order for him to not get prosecuted, he needs to be president or leader of the country to be prevented from being investigated. So he'll do whatever necessary. So it's not surprising that the cards come up. Hi, Karen. What's up? Hi, Karen. What's up? I'm glad you like the connection from 1921. I'm glad you do. I know a lot about history, so it really works out in tarot. Let's kind of take a look and kind of see what Joe Biden, let's see the president of the United States, who the Democratic Party. Let's take a look at there as well. If there's anything else. No, let's not look at that. Because we can wait for that on the New Year's Eve event. Let's take a look more so at the January 6th. And if there's anything else that Donald Trump is trying to do to the committee, like why is he doing this press conference? Let's ask about the why now. So, Spirits and Angel, please tell me, why is Donald Trump trying to make this press conference? What is really the real point here? What thing is he trying to drive at? I don't know why the card keeps coming up here. We have the robots card. It keeps showing up here. What's the main purpose of this? Why is he doing this conference? Why is he speaking to the media directly? Okay, seemed to be exactly what I said it was. Okay, so maybe the spirit guys are like, you're an idiot, you know, whatever. We'll just give you the same information again and just hope that you listen. Okay, let's see. All right, so we have the rise of robots, right? We have resurrection, but that I feel like in some way, and I don't want to scare anybody, so I'm just going to put this very lightly. It feels like a potentially in some way they could be creating like a fake thing about with religion, like something that comes down and people think it's real, but it's not. Could be what this is, because the resurrection of the dead keeps coming up here. It could be the feeling that attacking robots and advanced technology and blaming them for our troubles and problems, the same way that every other leader done with minorities and other groups, but potentially could be focused on advance. It could be also meaning that we stay in the past and not looking to the future, not going forward. Right, if that's what this card could mean. What we have here, what are the main goals here? It's exactly what I said earlier in the video. It's all about Republican enthusiasm and making it very high so that they could win. On the backside here is we have social media giants. A lot of these social media giants, if you have remembered, from January 6th, they banned him after the insurrection had occurred. And so the best way for Donald Trump to be able to get that recognition again is, first of all, he needs to make that press conference, get the Republican enthusiasm high, and also, not only that, he would also need to declare himself as a presidential candidate for the Republican Party. And once he does that, a lot of these social media giants will have to lift up the ban as they cannot censor a presidential candidate. That would be swaying the vote in some way or some form. It could be interesting. Maybe that's a good point here. You did make a good point. We'll take a look at that in a moment. Maybe it's a reference to Dominion machines, right? We're talking about robots here. That is a very good point. I did not think of that. Thank you for bringing that up. We'll take a look at that in a moment. We have here underneath this rise of robots here, we have foreign policy, treaty or trade deal, declaration of war, diplomacy or alliance. And it's very interesting here because it almost feels like in some way he's trying to disrupt the way Congress is working in terms of January 6th and what actually occurred. So it feels like, if in anything, this is kind of their way of him forming a declaration of war against the United States and a declaration of war against the other opposing party, the Democrats. And it feels like in some way he wants to divide the country in a way that we never seen before. And so this is one way to do it. The faster you divided the country, the easier it is to conquer it. Right? So if you want to be president, you have to divide the country just enough so that you can become it, especially if you want to be a dictator-in-chief, for example. But it does feel like in some way there is a Congress decides here, right? Congress has to decide whether or not Donald Trump is guilty based on the charges of January 6th and the investigation information they have there. We did have here as well as we're asking, I believe, what else is Donald Trump going to do with the conference? We have here capitalism, American capitalism here. We have the poor people versus the rich, the ultra wealthy. I made these cards, by the way. We have the ultra rich versus the middle class versus the poor. We have trying to get by, customers versus the minimum wage. Rich gets richer, poor gets poorer. It does feel like in some way or some form that he's going to be talking about the economy and how the economy was better under Donald Trump than it is under Biden, inflation. I do expect that to be in the speech here. We also have here, again, it does feel like there potentially could be a presidential announcement coming from him soon. We do have here the 120s, right? We do have by this point the Republicans will hold the House of Representatives here in the 2022 midterms. So what this is this announcement is going to cause the Republican to go up in the polls enough so that it's going to switch the party's power and position and put the Republicans far ahead than the Democrats. So right now the Democrats are behind the Republicans in terms of flipping the House from Nancy Pelosi to Kevin McCarthy. We do have here as well, we do have the roaring 20s, which is actually what we're in now. We're not roaring right now because we're still very poor and stuff like that. We have post-influenza pandemic, pre-Great Depression, a roaring economy. Again, it's going to be all about the economy here. Donald Trump is going to tout his 2016 stuff, but a little mix of 2020, 2016, and 2024 all in one. Ken, how you love. And then we have here yacht woke culture. And we have here, it does feel like, again, he is trying to push this narrative that his people are woke while everybody else is asleep and that they don't know what is going on. So it's going to be, expect more of that. I am here to save you. And there's no one else like me who's going to save you. It's going to be huge. There's so many people who support what we're doing. That kind of narrative, that kind of notion. Definitely expect that, more of that in the speech that Donald Trump is going to give to the public. So definitely be aware and be mindful that Donald Trump is probably going to end up doing that based on what I see in the cards here. So let's take a look at Dominion voting. Is that why the robot card keeps showing up? Let's just ask. Is that relating to the voting machines? Let's see. We have a lot of voting cards in here, so if a voting card comes up, then we know for sure that's what it is. Let's ask. Hello, Margaret. Happy holidays. So, Spirit Angel, please tell me, is the robot card that keeps coming up, is that relating to like voting machine, like particularly Dominion machine, the Dominion voting machine? Is this what it's referring to, or is it just regular voting machine? It does not matter. But is it related in some way to voting? Is this why this robot card keeps showing up? Okay, so we have immigration here. Is it relating to voting? Okay, so you have the robot card here. Is it relating to voting, Spirit Angel? Okay, flip the deck now. Okay. You told me to take the first two cards. Okay. Oh, look. Actually, for the person who asked about Laura, You actually want campaign donation that'll keep us hanging. This is actually right on top of the deck. So we have here, and also for other questions as well, is we have to refuse to concede. So Donald Trump will not concede in this election speech or whatever the speech is even going to be about. And also that talk about illegal campaign donations. So yes, you are right. Okay, so let's see. It did a reference to Dominion voting machines, also known as voting machines. That's really what they are. So let's take a look. Okay, so we have here immigration, DACA, Dreamers, stealing my job, build a wall, immigration, right? We also have Texas here, so Texas might be a very good indicator. We have here artificial intelligence, right? The rise of robots. We're talking about machines here. The fact that this comes up is very significant. We're asking whether or not if this a reference to the machines. We have here, we have the religion card, right? We have oops, what is that? Corralling freedom, getting rid of freedom, divide and conquer. And then the bottom here, we have regional and time dominance. So it does feel like in some way or some form that this potentially could be talking about corralling freedom. It could be about voting rights. It could be that people who are voting, because the reason why this immigration card comes up, it could be like, oh, people illegally voted. That could be the notion that we're talking about here. It could be talking about that people voted twice on the Democratic Party side, or that there was some sort of manipulation from foreign interference. There's going to be something like that in some way or some form. So it does feel like in some way, I do feel like you are right. It could be relating to voting machines. And then we have here as well as third party support. I do feel like people want a third party, someone that they can connect with, something that they can have a better presidential choice rather than the standard Democrat and Republican two-party system, right? They want the Green Party, the Constitution Party, what's the other one? So many other parties, right? We have better choices, your voice is heard, two-party dominates, third-party system. So it's really all about the two-party system. I would not be surprised as well if Donald Trump potentially announces that he is running as an independent from the Republican Party, or that he is forming a brand new third party. So this could be what this is as well, that he's trying to build up that momentum 2 years ahead of the next presidential election. It does feel like that's what this could be as well. Yes, it is indeed an all-out assault on our republic, sadly. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys liked today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment in the description below what you do think of today's video. If you have just joined, do not worry. I will be going live right after this. We're going to be talking about the January 6th committee versus Donald Trump. What are they finding? How would Donald Trump fare in terms of his future with the committee, and find out what some new event that may arise from the committee itself. So definitely stay tuned. I'll be doing that in a moment. So expect me back in about 5-10 minutes. About right now it is 7:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York. Expect me back by 7:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So about in 6-7 minutes, if I do the math right. So I'll see you guys in a moment. Other than that, have a very beautiful night, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.